Hello everyone, Larcenies is here and welcome back to another character breakdown. You ever want to just take your fist and shove it down someone's throat? But in Paragon you can't really do that because everyone's a melee character. They have some type of sword or some type of long range move that doesn't really give you that satisfaction of just really punching someone in the face. Well, today we have the Boxer Crunch. And today we're going to break him down and see what's capable of. Now, as I break him down, you're going to see kind of he reminds you of kind of the movie Real Steel, the way he's set up, but let's just see how interesting he really is. So let's scroll over to his profile and see what he can do. He can equip Fury and other cards. His base attack's at 6, which is pretty okay. His ability power at 4, which is pretty decent. Durability at 5, which is pretty mediocre. And mobility at 5, which is pretty mediocre as well. So looking at this, he looks like he's really basic on his base attack. Ability power not so much, and durability, if you want to build him as a tank, you can do that as well. But we're going to build a damage dealer as always. As we scroll over to his skins, they're not that impressive to go into too much details, but I want to take this time to explain some of his abilities. One of his abilities all of his abilities have a power to empower himself. Now empower, it's kind of hard to explain. Empower, it's a move that happens with his ultimate that allows him to have a secondary trait with it. So let's just go into a little detail. So he have his first ability is just a punch that does 50 damage. Fort Crunch is a dash move, and if he hits an enemy, it'll immediately stop. Empowered, he'll actually drag the enemy a little further, which is really interesting. He doesn't drag if it's not empowered. Left Crunch is this little sweep that he does with both arms, and empowered, it just does a little bit more damage. Right Crunch slows down the enemy with a little gut check, and empowered he'll do a Shoryuken knocking down the enemy. And Re-Crunch is, as you activate it, he'll reuse his last ability, and his third ability will have an empowerment. Now the card you want to put on Crunch is really interesting. You want to really focus on his attack speed and his damage, but more on his attack speed and some mana. Now the reason why I tell you this is because of his ultimate. With Re-Crunch, he's allowed to, every time he hits something, enemy or minion, it reduces his cooldown for all his abilities. This is why you want to really focus on his attack speed. But let's see. Keep in mind that Re-Crunch will do the last ability that I do, and depending on when I do it, it can actually have the power to empower it. Now this is your standard combo right here. This is your regular combo. This is your left crunch right here, which is just a left hook that hits the maximum of like 3 people. Right Crunch is a little gut check that slows down the enemies. And this is the Re-Crunch version of Forward Crunch. Now the regular Forward Crunch looks like this. Now I'm going to show you the other 2 moves, Empower, so that way you can just know how Re-Crunch looks with these moves. And after that, we're going to show you a little montage of the power of the puncher known as Crunch. Now look at the Shoryuken when you do it with Re-Crunch. Now let's just check out the left crunch, as it looks a little bit more different and does a little bit more damage. And as I said, enjoy the show and let's see the power of Crunch. Crunch is an interesting character to have. With Recrunch activated, as long as you have it there, your moves will automatically always have a cooldown time. So as long as you hit enemies, it'll slowly start ticking down the clock, and it'll start up all of his combos. So you really just want to focus on mana, so that way you can spam all the moves and do as much combos as you really feel like. With enough mana, he can just do a lot of just moves. With left crunch, you can hit multiple enemies and minions. With right crunch, you can slow down enemies just in case they're trying to run away from you. And with forward crunch, you could chase them down. And with empowerment, depending on the moves you want to use, you can use it multiple times and then hit them with just a nice fury of combos. So you could do 2 versions of forward crunch just to chase down your enemies, or you could do nice little Shoryuken just to feel like you're from Street Fighter, or you just do something entirely different. It all depends on you. With crunch, you really want to focus on that attack speed, so that way you can attack as fast as possible, so that way your moves cool down a lot faster. And me personally, you just want to put some damage on top of that, because what's the point of doing a 30 hit combo if the enemy can still run away, right? So you want to put some damage in those hits, so that way enemies know the fear crunch. Now keep in mind, if you do this, you're not going to be focusing too much on your armor, so you can die pretty easily. So you want to just put a little bit of health, so that way he doesn't just die immediately. But like I said, he's a really interesting character to use. Well, as the bell dings, that means the breakdown's over. I really hope you guys enjoyed your see. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to see more character breakdowns as well as Let's Plays that I do. Share with friends who you think they'll be interested in Paragon or Crunch, because keep in mind, it's still free to play. And until then guys, at least for me, I hope to see you next time.